Hello, my friends. I am Peyman Motahede, the president of Freedom Law School, which I created in 1996. This presentation is for any of you who hold any cryptocurrency. IRS wants you to fill out a 1040 income tax form in which they put a question on the first page near top of the page about digital assets that you don't know answer yes or no, and either way it's a trap you need to avoid. What is the trap the IRS has for you crypto investors and owners? Well, let's look at it first before I give you the solution. They ask you, at any time during 2022, did you receive as a reward, award, or payment for property or services, or sell, exchange, gift, or otherwise dispose of a digital asset or financial interest in a digital asset? Well, that's a pretty broad question. IRS wants you to say yes or no. See, only two options, yes or no. There's not an option, do not answer. So if you say yes, you put the rope around your neck, and if you say no, you committed perjury, and you can go to prison for 9 years for 3 different separate federal crimes. You don't believe me, folks? Here it is. I'll show it to you. You see, when you unwittingly increase your chances of going to prison for taxes, how does that happen? When you sign under penalties of perjury that your 1040 form is true, correct, and complete. That's right. See, this information here on digital assets, cryptocurrency, yes and no, is under oath that you sign it. Penalties of perjury, that fine print you see on next to the big sign here, that fine print that your CPA accountant, TurboTax, tax lawyer, never told you what it means. It means throw me in prison if everything on this form is not true, correct, or complete in every way. See, when you sign an IRS Form 1040 income tax confession trap form, because that's what it is, it's a confession against yourself, and it's a trap. You state under oath that you owe the IRS money. Don't believe me? Look at that 1040 you signed previously on line 37. Here at the bottom of the page, you see it right here. See? Line 37, this is the amount you owe. You claim that you owe the IRS. Yep. And folks, on this page, I show you how when you file a 1040 income tax confession forms, folks, you, open yourself up to 3 separate tax crime charges for each IRS 1040 form or other tax document that you filed with the IRS. 5 years here for tax evasion, 3 years for false and fraudulent statements, and here's another 1 year for filing fraudulent returns or statements for 9 years for each 1040 income tax form. So, how do you get out of this dilemma? How do you answer that key question? Yes or no? Because if you say yes, you just put yourself on the list. Yep. Crypto investors welcome you like a gun confiscation club. If you say you're a crypto guy, they know you're the guy they're going to potentially come after. Because they know it's so complicated, difficult to figure out your cost basis of your crypto and how much you sold it for. Or how about if you exchange your crypto to another crypto? How much was the fees that you paid in the process when you converted this crypto to another crypto and then sold it? They know it's a very complex game that you cannot figure out. You must have a mathematician that does it all for you, right? And even then, the IRS can say, no, you're wrong. Let's go to court. And then you just end up paying some lawyer tons of money. And at the end, the lawyer says, sorry, it's a big, bad, powerful IRS. I try to help you, but, everybody knows IRS is very powerful, right? So how do you avoid this problem? You say no, you lie. Well, you can lie and say no to this question, but if you do, as I showed you, you open yourself up to all these criminal tax charges, going to prison for up to 9 years for each 1040 income tax form or document. Well, I'm going to show you this, folks. Believe it or not, the safest way to have the IRS leave you alone and not come after you as a crypto investor is to not file any 1040 income tax confession trap forms. But I don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Paymon, but there's a law. The law requires me to file income tax. So that's why I file. I don't want to. I'll go to CPA, TurboTax, or this tax attorney because I don't want to be in trouble with the IRS. Well, guess what? I'll show you that while legally, as a crypto investor, you don't have to file those 1040 forms at all in the first place. I'm going to go only to U.S. government's official legal websites. The IRS, the U.S. Treasury Department, the U.S. House of Representatives, and the Supreme Court. The highest and most direct sources of law that any good lawyer should go to make sure that they are advising a client like you to follow the law properly. Let's go take a look at all that. Here it is, folks. The IRS 1040 Instruction Manual now. See? How to do it right. I agree with the IRS's instructions here on page 8 about filing requirements. IRS tells you that these rules in a 1040 tax form apply to all U.S. citizens. That's the key term, U.S. What is that U.S.? We'll come back to that. U.S. citizens regardless of where they live and resident aliens. Okay, we're going to come back to this now. Remember, the term U.S., you see, the U.S. that the tax law is about is not what you're thinking. The U.S. you're thinking is right here. For immigration and nationality purposes, you and I and everybody in the 50 states and U.S. territories and Washington, D.C. are U.S. citizens. However, the U.S. that they use in tax laws is this. For the purpose of federal income tax, the United States they speak about is the District of Columbia, where the U.S. government is supreme, have total jurisdiction, and can do whatever heck they want over there, okay, per the Constitution. So, let's look at this. This is the regulations of income tax, okay? Part 1.1 of U.S. Treasury regulations, income tax on individuals, which is correct. It says that Section 1 of the code, the Internal Revenue Code. What is that? Right here, folks. The Internal Revenue Code. This is the federal tax laws in print. Yes, this is the Bible of the IRS. It's about 10,000 pages and about 10,000 different code sections and many more subsections. Teach you a thing and tiny font gobbledygook and hide the definitions in the back. I'll get to those key parts that your CPA tax lawyer did not know and did not show you, okay? They're interpreting the U.S. Treasury, their federal tax laws. So, Section 1 of the Internal Revenue Code imposes an income tax on the income of every individual who is a citizen or resident of the United States, and to the extent provided by Section 871 or 871B on the income of a non-resident alien individual. Well, we won't worry about the last part right now, okay? But we're going to focus on the part because you're thinking, Paymon, I am a citizen or resident of the United States. That's why I have to file income tax. That's what my accountant, CPA, tax attorney tells me, right? I want to follow the law and not be in trouble with the IRS, right? Well, let's see how Congress of the United States define the term United States here, okay? So here we go. We're going to go directly to the Office of the Law Revision Council, okay? On this page, uscode.house.gov says that United States Code is a consolidation and codification by subject matter of the general and permanent laws of the United States. It is prepared by the Office of the Law Revision Council of the United States House of Representatives. This is an official source of all federal laws. There's 54 categories or titles, okay? And you go down, you see Title 26. Oh, there it is. The Internal Revenue Code, the federal tax laws, like the one you saw in my hand. We go there now to, from the Internal Revenue Code, Title 26, Section 7,701, definitions. In Chapter 79, it's all definitions here. So, this section tells us, when used in this title, what title are they speaking about? The Internal Revenue Code, Title 26, right? The federal tax laws, right? And they say in this title, they define all kind of mundane terms like person and corporation, and page after pages of definitions that don't even need defining. We all know what these terms mean, right? But look, they have specific definition for the term United States when used in a geographical sense, and that's what we want to know. What land mass? What people and what land area does it cover? Well, they'll tell you. In the geographical sense, includes only the states and the District of Columbia. All right. Then how about the term state? Well, the term state shall be construed to include the District of Columbia. Again, where such construction or understanding is necessary to carry out the provisions of this title correctly. You need to know what state is to construe, understand it correctly. And here, the term state, well, it's only District of Columbia. You see California in here. You see Texas in here. Florida, any of the 50 states. I don't see it there either. How about the term United States? You see this definition? Anything besides the District of Columbia? You see Massachusetts in there? You see Wyoming in there? Or Montana? Nope. So here, United States is only the District of Columbia, plus the word states, which is also District of Columbia. And whether you have 2 or 5 or 5,000 District of Columbias, it all adds up the same. District of Columbia. So term United States, it only refers to D.C., Washington, D.C. Yep. Now, you're saying, oh, come on, Paymon. Obviously, the 50 states are included. It's clearly implied. We all know that. The United States includes the 50 states, right? Wrong. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. Depends. Let's take a look at another part of the Internal Revenue Code, Title 26, right? This time I'm going to go to Section 4,612, okay? Definition and special rules for Subchapter 8, Tax on Petroleum. Here, it has special definitions for the purposes of this subchapter. What subchapter? Subchapter 8, Tax on Petroleum, right? Let's see now. Here we go. They got the term United States specifically defined, meaning the 50 states. Well, look at that. They did not forget about the 50 states. Here, they specifically mentioned that the United States means the 50 states and the District of Columbia. And there's more. The Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, any possession of the United States, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, and the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands, and I'm sure none of you ever heard of that term before. And it also includes continental shelf areas, and even includes foreign trade zones. Wow. What a wide definition. It includes all 50 states and any possession of the United States, right? Including military bases, for example, and naval shipyards that the states have given to the federal government for common defense of we, the American people. Now here's another one. This is from the Section 3121. Again, from Internal Revenue Code. This is Chapter 21, Federal Insurance Contributions Act. That FICA deduction you see out of your paycheck, employment taxes, yep. This is a chapter on FICA, right? Guess what? Section 3121, is definitions. But here, it's the definitions are very interesting for the purposes of this chapter. What chapter? Chapter 21, FICA, Federal Insurance Contributions Act, that people call the Social Security laws. Now, this definition is going to throw you for a doozy. Watch this one carefully, okay? Here in section 3121, we go down all the way down to E. We're going to go down, 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 down. And here it is, down to E. I already have it there for you. Going to go for a while there. See, these laws are long, right? Very long. You have to go dig down deep. See how much deep I'm going to get to E? Here's C, D. Oh, wow. Here's the key part. E was hidden down here. For the purposes of this chapter, FICA, the term state includes the District of Columbia, okay, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. That's funny. These U.S. territories are not states, but they list them as states. Should we include the 50 states in there too? Well, how about the term United States? The term United States, when used in a geographical sense, includes the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. But funny thing is, look at that. United States clearly, obviously, includes the District of Columbia. But District of Columbia is not found anywhere in the United States. Should we imply it, put it in there, even though Congress specifically clearly left it out? They put D.C. in state when D.C. is not even a state. But the United States, that D.C. is a part of, clearly, they left it out. You see, these definitions, no matter how different they are, you cannot imply anything is in there except what's specifically in those federal laws and tax laws, even more so. Here's the Supreme Court of the United States now giving us an answer on this question for us, even more on point. Here's the case of Stenberg versus Carhart, a year 2000 U.S. Supreme Court case that tells us this. When a statute or law includes that explicit definition, like the ones, folks, we've shown you here, right? Like these. You see these definitions? Like you see about Section 7701. You see these definitions about United States and states? Like these. Okay? We must follow that definition, even if it varies from that term's ordinary meaning. See, ordinary meaning of 50 states is not there. It's not there. It is axiomatic that the statutory definition of the term excludes unstated meanings of that term. Yeah. So when you see here in Section 7701, the term United States and state do not list anything except District of Columbia. The 50 states are not there. They are not there. Yes, the United States that they're talking about here, the tax on individuals is imposed on anybody who is a citizen or resident of the United States is citizen or resident of Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. Now, look at this case. Gould versus Gould was a unanimous 9-0, 1917 tax case. Now, this one is even more amazing, okay? And makes it very clear that these definitions are binding, and U.S. individual, like I pay income tax on crypto investments or anything else, is only a citizen or resident of District of Columbia, not the 50 state citizen or resident. So let's read it together. In the interpretation or understanding of statutes, laws, levying or imposing taxes. So, in understanding laws that impose taxes, it is the established rule not to extend their provisions, do not extend the provision of tax laws by implication, by implying, by assuming, beyond the clear import of the language used, beyond what the law clearly itself says, or to enlarge their operation. Do not enlarge the operation of tax laws so as to embrace or include matters not specifically pointed out. See, things that are not specifically pointed out are not there. You see again here in Section 7701, the United States does not include any of the 50 states or even any U.S. territories like Guam or Puerto Rico. So they're not there. Okay? So here, the court gives us one final clear point we must remember about this issue. If you have any doubt about this, the Supreme Court tells you this. In case of any doubt about tax laws, what they mean, right? The tax laws, are construed or interpreted, understood, most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of the citizen not being taxed. Not just strongly against the government, most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of you, the citizen, not being taxed. So now you see this 1040 U.S. individual tax return form is actually a District of Columbia individual income tax return, not you, the 50 states. So D.C. citizen residents must fill out this form, and they're the ones that have to answer this digital asset question about cryptocurrency. This trick question, yes or no. So the only way out of this predicament you are to sign this form that you might put yourself in prison is simply do not fill out any more 1040 income tax confession forms at all. You don't put the rope around your neck, right? You don't do it to yourself. You don't hang yourself by not filling out the 1040 form at all. And you don't have to answer this question about cryptocurrency at all. And you are free, my friends. Yes. And the great news is, it's not just about cryptocurrency. As long as you are not a citizen or resident of District of Columbia, you do not have to fill out this 1040 form at all. Okay? And even your regular job wages income, business income, independent contractor, sales income, rents, stocks, bonds, investment, real estate, anything you make money from on earth doesn't matter. It doesn't apply to you because you are not a citizen or resident of Washington, D.C. because this form, that U.S. individual is a District of Columbia individual, which you are not, so you're not required to fill out this income tax return at all. You don't have to confess to the IRS, tell them that you owe the money at all, because folks, remember, you're the one that tell the IRS on line 37 on a 1040 form that you owe the IRS money on all the money you made. You don't have to do it at all, folks. So, congratulations. You now just discovered the truth that you've been lied to. You've been deceived. Now, it's your job to continue your journey out of the matrix, and the rabbit hole gets deeper. Oh, yeah. What you want to do now is to go to Freedom Law School's website, freedomlawschool.org. Here, you will regain your power and freedom. You'll never again have to voluntarily pay the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely, and if you choose, with guarantee as well. You go down on this page, you will see there is 7 steps. You want to take these 7 steps to free yourself of IRS deception, fear, robbery, and slavery. And you can live free with a lifetime guarantee if you want as well. The first 5 steps are absolutely free. You can do it on your own at 0 cost to you. Got it, folks? 0 cost to you. Most of you should and will choose to do it for free on your own. Stop withholding on your paycheck. Stop W-2 1099 forms being issued, okay, to others, okay? And no more quarterly estimated payments either. Nothing. And no more 10-4 income tax confession trap forms. No more signing that stuff, folks. None. Now, if you want to step in the shoes of the founding fathers of America, there's this guarantee program called the Join Restore Freedom Plan available, and you can spread the word also and get paid for telling Americans the truth, folks. You can watch these interviews by Mike Adams and Stu Peters, give you a little overview of us if you like, folks. But, folks, you want to go there and watch these videos. Start with step 1, the law. No law requires 99% of Americans to file income taxes, folks. Start right here, go forward, and the freedom is yours to have. You no longer have to be a slave. Work hard and get a portion of your money investments to a master. Say, Master U.S. government, under oath I swear to you, I only made this much. I only owe you this much, master. Please take it easy on me. Don't look at me. Don't try to audit me. Please, I'm going to try to be a good little boy. Have mercy on me. No. You no longer have to do that because you never did. You're only deceived into believing you have to do this. Now that you know you don't have to, take your newfound freedom and have more funds for yourself, your family, and your money's not going to criminals in D.C. Our enemies in D.C. are destroying, enslaving, and murdering American people, folks. Why give your money to your enemies? That makes no sense at all, does it? And now we can fund also the freedom movements while we defund the corrupt criminal gang in Washington, D.C. So again, go to freedomlawschool.org on your drive to and from work, folks. Don't listen to the radio. Don't listen to music. Sometimes, yes. But mostly, listen on your smartphone in your car. Hook it up to your car's sound system and listen to these videos. The minute you go home, you say, I want to see that. Is this from the government's own documents and websites? It is. I really can be free. I am following the law properly and correctly. And you can start living a free life now. Again, go to freedomlawschool.org. Have you be free. Have America be a free country once again together.